The city roared with a cacophony of sirens. A fire, born from a gas leak explosion, consumed a residential block in a New York City neighborhood. Ethan Walker, 18, awoke to the shattering of glass and the screams of his neighbors. Flames danced on the walls of his apartment, smoke choking the air. He had to save his family. He stumbled towards his parents' room, but a wall of fire blocked the hallway. The ceiling groaned, threatening to collapse. He raced to his little sister's room, finding her huddled, coughing in the smoke-filled air. Grabbing a wet towel, he wrapped it around her small frame. Before they could escape, a deafening explosion ripped through the building. The floor crumbled beneath them, sending Ethan plummeting into the darkness below. He landed hard in the cold, damp city sewer system, pain lancing through his body. His grip on his sister had failed. She was gone. Above him, the inferno raged. Disoriented, Ethan crawled through the narrow sewage-filled tunnels, the stench of decay heavy in the air. He called out for help, his voice swallowed by the echoing darkness. Hours crawled by. He stumbled upon a manhole cover, a glimmer of hope in the suffocating gloom. With his last ounce of strength, he heaved it open. He clawed his way to the surface, blinking in the harsh light of dawn. Firefighters rushed to his side, their faces etched with concern. He was alive. The city, still smoldering, was a stark contrast to the relief that washed over him. He was alive, but the memory of his sister's face, lost in the flames and the debris, haunted him. The city's relentless pulse continued, a reminder of the tragedy and the miracle of his survival. The pre-dawn sky wept ash, mirroring the city's grief. Buildings stood as hollowed-out teeth against the bruised horizon. Ethan, his face smudged with soot, stumbled through the debris-strewn streets, searching. He called out his family's names, his voice a choked whisper swallowed by the silence broken only by the crackle of still-burning embers and the distant wail of sirens. A year later, the academy's harsh discipline was a balm to his soul. The sting of sweat replaced the sting of ash. He learned to master the dance of fire, to become its adversary rather than its victim. His training molded him into a weapon against the chaos he had witnessed. The roar of the flames in the skyscraper echoed the torment in his heart. His first real fire, a towering inferno, was a mirror of the devastation he had lived through. People screamed, trapped like insects in a glass jar. He fought his way through the smoke and heat, the memories of that fateful night a heavy weight on his shoulders. Then he saw her, a small girl, terrified and alone, trapped behind a mountain of rubble. She was a younger version of his sister, a ghost of what he'd lost. He lifted the debris, his muscles screaming, his heart pounding. He carried her to safety, a small victory in a landscape of despair. The years that followed were a tapestry woven with resilience and hope. Ethan built fire-resistant homes, his hands crafting a future shielded from the horrors of the past. He taught children about fire safety, his voice a beacon in the darkness. One day, the phone rang. A familiar voice, hesitant, filled with a mixture of fear and hope, spoke his name. It was his sister. She was alive.